Hi, Carolyn Stearns here. I'm at Willimantic Public Library, and I've brought with me 3 books from our Wyndham Heights East Con After School Program library that are in need of repair. I'm going to do my videos in several shorter segments that'll be easier to upload. Here's the 3 books. An almost brand new copy of the Skylanders, very popular with the children who like collecting the cards for those characters. A Spanish book whose spine has been broken. As you can see here, there's a tear in the spine. There are already quite a few page repairs in this book. And poor old Mother Goose here, whose spine is absent. Now, in looking at these books, this might be a candidate to recycle because the condition is very, very poor. Except that our program is an after school with a limited budget, and this is what we've got. So we're going to fix it up and keep our classic Mother Goose with these lovely illustrations in our collection just as long as we can get her held together. This book happily has no ink markings in it, and it too, despite many page repairs, will have a repair because it's a Spanish book, and I have a Spanish population, and our Spanish or bilingual book collection is very limited. It's a collection we hope to grow. Obvious that because of the damage that this is a very popular text with the children. This one that will be my first, the Skylanders book, is just a simple page tear. Just got too excited, the children did, but they were good to bring it straight to me. We marked the page, and I told them that it would be all repaired and back on their shelf very soon. So I'm going to go ahead and get my materials out from Willimantic Public Library Children's Department book repair kit. So appreciative of their allowing me in to interview and ask questions and use some of their supplies. I'll be back with another video in just a moment. And I'm back with Mother Goose here, who's in desperate need of much care and love. And it just has such remarkable artwork, and with our limited budget, we're going to protect this book and bring it back to the children. I'm going to use the Magic Rub eraser to try to remove any ink blemishes or pencil marks that have come into this book from the children's use. And just going through page by page, I want to make sure that the text block is intact, and I'll return to doing any ink removal or lead pencil removal. So it appears that my text block is in pretty good shape. The pages are a sewn book. This was a very nice edition published in 1984, and we want to preserve the integrity of it. So the text block, there is some staining. I'm going to clean these with a gentle wipe, with an acid-free wipe, and clean up a little bit of this page damage. And then we will go on with taking the cover and working to put that back together with a fresh spine and cover with tape. I'll be back with another video. This is Carolyn Stearns for the Library Technology course. Carolyn Stearns, video segment 3. I'm finding the Magic Rub eraser has done a good job at removing a lot of this staining in the pages, and I'm going to use the small watercolor type paintbrush to get it out of the sewn spine here. We'll get all of this debris of the eraser cleared from the pages, and make sure we get it all out of the stitching area so that we have the book. We'll go through and do another session on this, but it's helped the staining quite a bit and removing that yellowing that was on the pages from probably a drink or a food spill, children using the book while eating. My other book here that's going to get some Magic Rub eraser on written pieces of the pages is my Spanish pirate book. It is a library withdrawal, so there are library writings in here, which are fine. But there were a couple of other pencil and children marks that will be cleaned up with this. Before we go on, this also has a sewn spine, but it's not an as high a quality issue as the Mother Goose book, and so it's taken, and probably because it was so beloved, a real beating, and is in a little bit tougher shape than I expected. I'll be back with another segment. Back with my grandfather, that's a pirate. Looking at this, we have just a very partial split on this spine here, and it only comes up a couple of inches, and so we're going to inject a little of the acid-free glue in here and then clamp this closed, let it dry for overnight, and then come back and put a book tape over the top of this to secure it and protect it. I'm going to use a simple plastic syringe here with the acid-free glue that the library here at Willimantic has offered me to use for the repair on this book. And so I will prepare those materials and be back with that glued up in just a few minutes and show you the taping of that binding. Carolyn Stearns returning. I'm here at the public library to use their book repair supplies, and they have this wonderful little gizmo to hold the book and the tape while you prepare to run a tape down the outer binding of the book in repair. So we're going to repair our pirate book with this acid-free clear tape, and it has a little razor blade under the white thing that I will cut the piece with and fit it, and then it will be tabbed inside the book. I'm going to use this to smooth it out and make sure that my creases and the book is all good before I turn. And we use this to particular coordination to tape yourself and do the book repair. So I have cut the tape with the razor that's already there, and I will be able to, and it's free of the tape now, I'll be able to go ahead and turn that to the back side of the book and finish that, and then set the creases with my bone tool and make sure that that repair is ready to hold. Carolyn Stearns back with our Pirate Grandfather book, and we're working on fixing a repair to the spine. I've reinforced the entire spine, knowing how loved this book is. It's going to get further heavy use from the children and after school. And I have brought it up, split it here, and I'm going to fold it down over on the interior of each piece, and then use the bone tool to make sure that the crease is good and that we've got a nice tight fit here, and it's going to bend well. I want to get all the air pockets out of that, make sure it has a really good seal. And do the same on the back cover, moving the text box. It would be nice to have this in a vise to hold it. They don't have one here, which is sad that it's something they haven't been able to budget for yet, but we're making do here for our demonstration. Now I have that sealed over to the back cover page, and again we're going to get all the air out with the bone tool, and then make sure that the creases are done along the binding on the outside so that it folds easily for the children's use when they have reading time today at after school. We've had the glue under the binding set, and now it's taped over as a secondary protection. I'm going to go through the pages once more, looking for any more tears or any other needed repairs before I put this back in the box to return to after school. So we've run the crease with the bone tool here on our book and made sure that it's been creased well, and I'm going to try the page just to make sure it's moving freely and with ease for the children's reading ability. It is good. We will need a new spine sticker here that just says it's in the regular homework room, not in our particular satellite of the public library. We have two different collections of books at after school. Sadly, most of them are pretty well loved, but we're going to teach these kids to read with whatever we can manage to get for them. So here we've got it all repaired with a nice fresh bind with the glue under the piece that was ripped between the text block and the spine and the cover boards. and we've secured the outside once more with the acid-free tape. I picked up this Skylanders Universe book at Three Rivers Community College bookstore on their sale table because I knew these characters really appeal to the little boys in the after-school program. They love reading these little biographical sketches on each of these fun characters. They're very colorful. Unfortunately, they often fight over the book, and now they have to come in and sign up for it when they get off the bus. And I have to rotate which buses so that the late bus always gets a chance, those kids on a certain day of the week, to sign up for this book. And they had a simple page tear here that I have fixed with a clear acid-free tape, very simple repair. I was very glad that the children marked the page with their bookmark and brought it right to me so that it wouldn't get further or around the corner and be a more difficult repair. So that was it. Simple, simple repair for Skylander book. Now on to Dear Mother Goose, who is the most disreputable of our loved books here. If she had a spine left and it needed removal, I would use this tool to get the pieces of that spine off of the book. And then I'm going to remove the covers and reattach them, creating a new spine with a piece of fiberboard, and then sealing the whole thing on the back with solid tape to protect it. You can see that the cloth of the spine is still here, but the text box is intact as a sewn text box, and we're just going to get this cover repaired so this can get back into the hands of children and introduce them to Mother Goose and all her wonderful tales. As I begin work on the Mother Goose book, I'm taking a measurement just so I know exactly the dimensions so that I can cut my materials, not waste anything. There we go. We got a good accurate measurement. Each of our materials will be cut to fit that as we work to reattach the covers to the text block of this Mother Goose book. And I'm going to use the white interior end paper here, the narrower, because I don't want to cover the wonderful introductory artwork here that will really draw the children into the pages and the beautiful art of this book. So we're going to get these covers removed and move on to that next phase. And Carolyn back here, still working with Mother Goose. I am going to trim the excess, these torn shreds of paper from the cover. I have it laying here on the table since I'm taping myself. And I'm going to trim this off so we have a nice clean edge as we adhere our new spine to the covers. So I will continue to clean up this spine in preparation for gluing the spine and then putting end papers in and getting everything set for this cover to be remounted to its text block and Mother Goose returned to after-school children. Since we're being very money conscious here, we're going to recycle some of this wonderful acid-free photo mount board. The other part of it's damaged, so this is a very good material to put in as a nice spine. Although plain, we're going to cover it anyway. This will be a really good firm because it's of a good thickness to replace the missing spine on this book and move ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and find a blade that will cut this. They do not have one of those wonderful heavy-duty cutters here at this library. It's either scissors or an X-Acto knife, so I'm going to see what we can accomplish with those tools. I've adhered my new spine made with the acid-free little strip of cardboard that I cut. It'd be very nice to have one of the heavy-duty paper cutter machines. Now I want to set the crease in this book. We have the acid-free tape over to hold the cover, and the spine after we glued it. And I'm going to run this bone tool down the length of the spine, both front and on the back, to make sure that it hinges very well. These tape tabs have gone over the edge and onto the inside and then are covered with the end papers so that it's a nice, clean, fresh binding to hold Mother Goose together. Hi, this is Carolyn Stearns, and I'd like to thank you for your help this semester with the library technology class and for help in learning how to repair books so they can come back to after school. Our children love to read. They love, love, love these books, and now they're freshly repaired and ready to return. Thank you for all your help and all the things we've learned this semester in this class. It's been most helpful, and I am counting myself very fortunate to have an after school with a satellite of the public library in it and the assistance of the Willimantic Public Library today in the use of their children's room to do this presentation for class. And they have a Lego event coming in here very shortly, so I need to vacate and go unlock the doors at after school. It's reading time. Bye now.